Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Now in the 28th Sutra, how these kleshas are reduced, this is said. Hanamesham kleshavad uktam. Esham hanam. Now these vitthana samskaranam. So these samskar because of which the usual life is conducted, these also hanam daha swakarya asamarthyam nashab, the destruction of this thing, kleshavad uktam, is already told like the kleshas. What happens in case of the kleshas? When avidyadi kleshas are to be reduced, what is the technique we were told? The tapaswadhyaya ishvara pranidhanani kriya yogaha. So when you do the Kriya Yoga, slowly, avidya and asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha, kleshas are slowly reduced. And we have to continue this. And in due time it will happen in the same manner. When the Viveka Khyati is not firm, very strong, very finally achieved, then only this samskar will give us trouble. And when the Viveka Khyati becomes firm, stabilized, then this samskar will not give us trouble. Just like, you just observe your mind. When you came here in Kaivalya Dham, right in the beginning, first few days, how many times you are remembering home and the food and the things? Many times, every 2 minutes. And as you are slowly got established here, now the frequency of the earlier samskar peeping out and disturbing is less. In the same manner, when this yogi becomes stabilized in this, he does not anymore get involved in this samskara and he is protected. So this is what is said in the Bhashya, Yatha kleshaha dagda bija bhava praroha samartha na bhavanti. Just like the kleshas, the various avidyadi kleshas, dagda bija bhava, when they have become roasted, praroha samartha na bhavanti. They are no more able to grow and no more able to influence. They are no more able to create any results. Tatha jnanagnina dagdhabija bhavaha purva samskaraha na pratyaya prasuhu bhavati. In the same manner, all the samskara which are now burnt by the fire of knowledge. Now what is the fire of knowledge? Viveka Khyati. So when the Viveka Khyati has become firm, and this firm Viveka Khyati will be responsible for the destruction of these purva samskar, and therefore na pratyaya prasuhu bhavati. They will no more be pratyaya prasuhu. They will no more be able to create the earlier disturbances which were coming every now and then. Meaning what? The chitta, the mind, will not become extrovert because of this samskar. This is how during the earlier stages of the life of the brahmachari, if that student is sincere, dedicated and surrenders to the guru or the teacher 100%, he will not do anything without the permission of the teacher or the knowledge of the teacher. Then only we don't get carried away by the mind. That is why it is not that the guru or the teacher is interested in creating the slaves, but it is necessary for our mind to be disciplined. Because that is the time, earlier samskar, they will overpower. And when the earlier samskars are overpowering, we get lost. Therefore, like you have seen two examples here. What is the reason? This is the reason. We decide ourselves what we have to do. And once the teacher knows that here is a student, he has already decided what is to be done in his or her life. Then the teacher will totally withdraw from that student, do whatever you like, who cares? Because there is no complete surrender. This is extremely necessary. Because this Vitthana Samskar, they cannot be controlled by our efforts. They can be controlled only by total surrender. And therefore, the Chitta will thereafter no more go in the extrovertedness. And you know what is the extrovertedness? When you come on a spiritual path, the first extrovertedness is seeing many places. Second extrovertedness is reading many books. Third extrovertedness is having one's own lifestyle. Fourth extrovertedness is not studying, practicing what is taught or what was discussed. And this is how nobody is responsible for that. Our own old samskar, they will come up. And then earlier we were a strong individual ego personality with our earlier ignorance. Now that personality remains the same. Now there is one more additional load. I know this also, but the I has, instead of dissolving, it has become very strong. This is how the earlier samskara, they create havoc in the lives of most of the seekers. So, when this practice is done sincerely and regularly, then Dagdha Bija Bhava Purva Samskara Na Pratyaya Prasu Bhavati, and as a result of this, now, because of what? Because of the Jnana Samskar. Viveka Khyati create Jnana Samskar. Now the next problem comes. What happens to the Jnana Samskar? See? If the Jnana Samskara tu Chittadhikara Samaptim Anusherate, what we call in Vedanta Shastra as the Jnana Vritti. Aham Brahmasmi Jnana Vritti. Avidya is discarded. Avidya vritti, ajnana vritti is destroyed by the jnana vritti. Meaning what? Aham dehosmi, aham jivosmi is discarded. How? First, aham dehosmi is discarded by aham dehosmi is discarded by aham jivosmi. And aham jivosmi is discarded by aham brahmasmi. And further, then are we going to move in this world Brahma? No, that also has to be discarded. Now how that goes, this is mentioned here. Jnana samskara tu chitta adhikara samaptim. Because of this aham brahmasmi or viveka khyati or jnana samskar, chitta adhikara samaptim. The chitta become nistaranga, absolutely quiet. Now there are no projections. Now there are no disturbances. Now there are no extrovertedness. Now there is no depression. The mind has attained extreme equanimity, extreme balance. So, Chittadhikara Samaptim Anusherate. And then what they do, those samskar, they are waiting till the chitta merges back in the chit. So, Anusherate, they are Pratikshamanas Tishtanthi, they are waiting there. Tavat kalam iti na chintyate, iti na chintyante. Therefore, this jnana samskar need not be burned further, because the jnana samskar will ultimately dissolve in the chitta. This is how this various samskara which are disturbing now and then, they will be taken care of by the maturity of the Viveka Khyati. And the maturity of the Viveka Khyati will take place only when our life is disciplined, not otherwise. After having said this, now a yogi who has reached the maturity of the Viveka Khyati, about him what is said is in 29th Sutra. Prasankhyanepi akusidasya sarvatha viveka khyate dharmamegha samadhi. Prasankhyanepi, when viveka khyati has become perfect, as a result what will happen? He will get various kinds of siddhis, sarvajnatva and sarvabhava, adhishthatrutva, all these siddhis, where he will be able to know past, future, everything. But akusidasya, but he has no more attraction for these siddhis. Akusida means the one who is totally dispassionate. He has no more interest in all the siddhis which are bound to happen when your Viveka Khyati has become more and more clear and more powerful. All the siddhis will start running around you as if. Now as a result, sarvatha Viveka Khyatehe, so by all means, under all conditions, continuously, Viveka Khyatehe, because of this Viveka Khyati, Dharma Megha Samadhi, he attains the Dharma Megha Samadhi. Now here this Dharma Megha Samadhi is further to be understood. In Dharma Megha Samadhi, Viveka Khyati is maintained. And therefore it is only the Apara Vairagya, it is not the Para Vairagya. If you remember, when we were studying Sampradnyat Samadhi and Asampradnyat Samadhi, there we were told that unless there is a Para Vairagya, we cannot attain the Asampradnyat Samadhi or Asampradnyat Yoga. Asampradnyat Samadhi or the Yoga takes place only when there is a Para Vairagya. And what is the Para Vairagya? When even there is a dispassion for the Viveka Khyati also. And then only the Paravairagya takes place. But here in case of the Dharma Megha Samadhi, it is only the Vairagya towards the various siddhis which are gained as a result of the Viveka Khyati. But there is no Vairagya for the Viveka Khyati, and the Viveka Khyati becomes more and more. And therefore this is only the Apara Vairagya and not the Paravairagya. Therefore, in the Dharma Megha Samadhi, Viveka Khyati becomes more and more deep and clear. Now, after having seen this sutra, Bhagavan Vedavyasa writes in his Bhashya, Yada ayam brahmanaha prasankhyanepi akusidaha. When this Brahmana, this seeker, this yogi, prasankhyanepi api akusidaha, when he becomes uninterested, dispassionate even in the Viveka Khyati, then what happens? Tatopi na kinchit prarthayate. Then from this Viveka Khyati, he does not demand or expect or desire or glorify all the various kinds of siddhis that he has gathered as a result of this Viveka Khyati. And therefore, tatrapi viraktasya. And therefore, even when all the siddhis which are gained through the Viveka Khyati, viraktasya, there is no attachment to that, sarvatha Viveka Khyati hi eva bhavati. Then he is having absolute Viveka Khyati, absolute discrimination between Purusha and the Prakriti. And samskara bija kshayat. Na asti pratyayantaraani utpadyante. And as a result of this Dharma Megha Samadhi, the other pratyaya, other things like, aham asmi, I had to take bath, all these disturbing factors now and then, they also no more utpadyante. And therefore, tada asya dharma megho nama samadhir bhavati. This state of the yogi is called as dharma megha samadhi. So, the unbroken viveka khyati, the unbroken abidance that all the modifications are happening in the Prakriti. And now for this yogi, what is the meaning of Prakriti? Chitta vritti, containing in its womb, on the objective side, the image of the object, on the subjective side, the reflection of the consciousness, and all these three are exclusively different, independent of me. And this Purusha Tattva is unattached, uninfluenced by them. Thus, this yogi is ever abiding in this experience. This is what is called as Nirantarita Viveka Khyati. He is ever established in this Viveka Khyati. And this is what is called as Dharma Megha Samadhi. Dharma Megho Nama Samadhir Bhavati. So, Tadeva Rajomala Rajo Leshamala Pitam Sarup Pradhishtitam Sattva Purusha Anyatha Khyati Matram Dharma Megha Dhyana Yoga Bhagam Bhavati Tatparam Prasankhyanim Iti Achakshate Dhyayinaha. Therefore, in this stage, the yogi attains this Dharma Megha Samadhi. Viveka becomes perfect and final. Now, when this Dharma Megha Samadhi takes place, then what happens? This is now said in the 30th Sutra. Tataha klesha karma nivrittihi. Tataha tasmat. That means when Dharma Megha Samadhi has become very firm, as explained in the last sutra, then Klesha karma nivrittihi, kleshascha avidyadi, karmascha punya papa, samskara karmani. So, the good and the bad karma, what we have seen, na dveshti kushalam karma, kushale nanu shajjate. The same words are used here. Kushala karma means those karma which will take us to the higher lives. Akushala karma is those karma which will take us to the lower life. So, klesha karma nivrittihi. And this is how it is said, jnanagni sarva karmani basmasat kurute tatha. Now here one more important point to remember. All the karma bijas are burnt away. All the impressions of the karma are burnt away. But the prarabdha karma samskar, the karma samskar because of which the present body began, they are not burnt away. And it is good. Why? The moment these karma samskar will be burnt away, the body will fall. Because the body is born out of what? Prarabdha samskar. And if this prarabdha samskar are burnt away, there is no reason why the body should continue to exist. And that is why, by this Viveka Khyati, all other samskaras are burnt away, but the prarabdha samskar. And therefore, he is the avidyadi, klesha and the karma, papa punya, all of them are burnt away, and therefore jivan eva vimukto bhavati. He attains liberation while alive. So, in the Bhashya, the teacher says, tal labhat avidyadayaha kleshaha samula kasham kashitaha. Tal labhat dharma megha samadhehe labhat siddhehe. When the dharma megha samadhi takes place, then avidyadayaha kleshaha, all the five kleshas, avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesh, samula kasham kashitaha. They are burnt away along with their roots, along with their moola. And which are the moola? Moola is the samskara. So along with the samskara, they are burnt. And what is there? Kushalascha akushalascha karmashayaha. So Kushala Karmashaya is Shubha Phalaka, which will take us to the higher life. And Akushala Karmas are Ashubha Phalaka, taking us to the lower life. Such Papa Samskar, all of them are Samula Ghatam Hata Bhavanti. They are burnt away along with the roots. And Klesha Karma Nivruttau, as a result of this, when Klesha and Karma, when both of them are rejected, Jivanneva Vidvan Vimukto Bhavati. Such a wise man is liberated, and while living itself, he is freed from the clutches of the Prakriti. How this happened? Kasmad Yasmad Viparyayaha Bhavasya Karanam Hetur Bhavati. The Viparya, the wrong notion, that is the cause of the samsara. Now that Kshina Viparyaha, but now he is avidya ityadi, all these options are totally burnt away. Now he has no Viparya. He is firmly established in this knowledge, and therefore Kshini Viparyaha Kaschit Kenachit Kvachit. Such a rare yogi na jataha hi drishyate. Nobody can ever think of that such a yogi is born again. Vinishpanna samadhistu muktim tatraiva janmani prapnoti yogi yogagni dagdha karma chayo chirat. So vinishpanna samadhistu, he who has firmly established himself in this Dharma Megha Samadhi. Now be very attentive. Dharma Megha Samadhi is not sitting in one place holding yourself. Viveka Khyati is Pravaha Rupa. If it is a flow, it cannot be the arrest of the thoughts. See, the whole business will be conducted because he is Jivan Mukta. Jivan Mukta means he is not sitting in one place. He is living in this very world. And while living in this very world, he is no more touched by the modifications of the world, the modifications of the mind, the modifications in the experiences. He is no more touched by any one of them. So Vinishpannaha Samadhistu Muktim Tatraiva Janmani Prapnoti Yogi. Such a yogi attains liberation in that very life. Because Yogagni Dagdha Karma Chayo Achirat. Immediately, instantaneously, all his Karma Chaya, all his Sanchita Karma will be burnt away, and therefore he attains liberation. Now, when this happens, when this Viveka Khyati has gone to the perfection, to the final, then what is his experience? This is said in the 31st Sutra. Tada sarva avarana mala apetasya jnanasya anantyat jneyam alpam. Now, after the Samadhi, a Dharma Megha Samadhi has taken place. Now, what is his experience? One was told that he is liberated. Now, liberated means what? What is his experience? This is said here now. Tada sarva avarana mala apetasya jnanasya anantyat. Anantyaj jneyam alpam. Now his knowledge has become infinite. See, because of the Dharma Megha Samadhi. And because his knowledge has become infinite, there is nothing for him left to be known. And therefore, Neyasya Alpam. There is nothing to be known by him. Like in Bhagavad Gita, when we study the 6th chapter, there the teacher says, Yal labhanna param labham manyate nadhikam tataha yasmin sthito na dukkhena gurunapi vichalyate. Having attained which, there is no more thing to be attained. So what is said there, attainment, is said here as a knowledge. The same thing. So, धर्ममेध समाधि तदा सर्व आवरण मल अपेतस्य ज्ञानस्य अनन्त्यात्. Now all the factors which were covering this infinite knowledge, the Shuddha Sattva, they are now all removed because of the Dharma Megha Samadhi. And as a result of which, there is nothing which is unknown to this yogi, because everything becomes unknown because of the avarana, because of the covering. See? In short, we are all the source of all knowledge. There is nothing that we have to know from anyone else. Everything is known to us. Then why we are not able to know? Because our mind is preoccupied with so many things. And all those preoccupations are because of these tamoguna avaran and rajoguna avaran. See? Now by this dharma ega samadhi, what has happened? These all avarana and mala apetasya, rajogun, tamogun is completely, totally quietened. And as a result, now this chitta is no more limited to the conditioning, but it is now unconditioned. Therefore, this chitta or the Shuddha Chaitanya now become the source of total knowledge. And therefore, very little remains to be known, meaning nothing remains to be known. This is the meaning. So, in our Bhashya, the teacher tells what is the reason that this yogi attains Anantyam. Sarvaihi sarva klesha karmavarnaihi, by so many klesha karma. So, avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, vinivesha and the shubha, ashubha karma. So, by all these avarnaihi, because of the coverings of these, what happened? That the knowledge is broken. It is not a continuous knowledge. It is something like, I see object 1, this is the knowledge. I see object 2, second knowledge. Object 3, third knowledge. And in this manner, our knowledges are broken because of the attention given to so many things. Now when our attention is withdrawn from everything in the Dharma Megha Samadhi, we come not to the knowledge of, but we come to the knowledge proper. And when our mind becomes so immaculate, then anything in this world doesn't remain to be known to us. This is what is the meaning. So, sarvaihi karma klesha avaranaihi, because of this our knowledge becomes broken, it becomes ekadeshiya, limited, and it becomes now and then. It is because of this karma klesha avarana, the covering because of the kleshas and the karma. So, tada anantyam bhavati, then it becomes anantya, ananta, unlimited. It attains that status. Because avarakena tamasa vibhutam avrutta jnana sattvam, because of the covering of the tamo guna, the jnana sattvam, the knowledge of the chitta or the antakaran or the mind becomes covered. So, kvachideva rajasa udghatitam, and sometime because of the rajoguna, the covering of the tamas is removed, udghatitam, then grahana samartham bhavati, and during that period, that mind is able to comprehend the world. Now see, when we are in the deep sleep, nothing is known to us, because tamo vibhutaha, overpowered by the tamo guna. Then because of some little disturbance of the rajoguna, then some knowledge takes place. And grahana samartham bhavati. Tatra sarvaihi avarana malaihi apagatam amalam bhavati. And when even the rajoguna also is rejected, then it becomes absolutely immaculate. Tada asya anantyam bhavati. Then the mind becomes infinite, meaning it is now only sattva pradhan. Rajas and tamas are rejected. Now jnanasya anantyat, and because the knowledge has become infinite, jneyam alpam sampadyate, then there is nothing that is remaining to be known. Therefore, very little is remaining to be known. Meaning what? There is nothing that is required to be known by him. So, अत्र परम ज्ञान लाभात् पुनर्जाते असंभवत्व विषये वक्षमाणा श्रुते अर्थ प्रयोजः एंड ज्ञानस्य आनन्त्यात् ज्ञेयम् अल्पं संपद्यते यथाकाशे खद्योतः इदम् उक्तम यद अत्र इदम् उक्तम. Just like the example given is one, yatha akashe khadyotaha. In the total space, what is the place of that khadyota, the glower? Very little. Almost nothing. In the same manner, when our mind through this dharma mega samadhi has freed itself from rajas and tamas, now it has become infinite. Hardly there is anything to be known. This is the meaning. Khadyota iva. Now here one very beautiful shloka is quoted. Andaha manim avindhyata. One blind person has made a hole in the bead. Tam anangulihi avayata. And a person without the fingers has put the thread in that. Agrivahatam pratyamunchat. And the person without the neck has put it over his neck. And tam ajivham apujayata. And such a person was worshipped by a person who doesn't have a tongue. Means it is absolutely impossible. In the same manner, he who has thus practiced the dharma make samadhi for a long period of time, sarva avarana mala apetasya. When all this thing is gone, hardly there is anything to be known. That means there is nothing that can be known. In this manner, this Purusha Tattva is fully recognized, and beyond that there is nothing to be known. Thereafter, tataha krutarthanam parinama krama samaptir nirgunanam. In the last leap of this Kaivalya path, in our next talk, we'll try to conclude. Here we'll stop. Sri Krishna Narayana Govinda. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Sri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.